Hey guys, in order to get ready for tomorrow's quiz, you guys are going to spend a day doing some reviewing with solving equations with tiles, and then also you're going to add in that new step of checking your solution. So this video will walk you through that process of what you'll be doing in class today. You guys will be working through the problem set on solving equations practice before quiz 1 worksheet. Over on this left-hand side here, you will be recording your work algebraically while you solve them with either electronic tiles, or you can pull out a box of the actual tiles if you'd like to, but we are using tiles today. So you're going to stop and record your steps here after each of your legal moves over on the left hand side. Over on this right hand side is where you'll show your check once you get your final answer, and that's the new part. But let's see how you guys do with it. Okay, so record your steps algebraically to the left after you do your legal moves, and then on the right you'll do the check. And this video will walk you through 2 examples so you kind of know what the expectation is. All right, first things first, we're going to want to make sure that we're working with an equation mat. So on your background, on the electronic tiles, you want to change it to an equation mat so that you have the split line down the middle separating the left from the right. And then we're just going to get started by building the equation. This is number 1 from your worksheet, so you can do it with me. We've got 3x's, and then I've got plus 2, and then I've got a plus x. And then over on the right hand side I have a x plus 5. Just copy and paste here. Okay, so I have 3x plus 2 plus x equals x plus 5. All right, so or underneath now, what I like to do usually is combine my like terms. There's no zero pairs I can make, but this is kind of an optional step for you at this point. I like to kind of push all my x's together and all my units together and combine my terms. So you can see over on the right hand side here how I show that. I have 4x plus 2 equals x plus 5. I took this 3x and the x basically and added them together. Okay, we'll talk about that more next week. Okay, then I would ask, what's the next step you would do? Because we have no zeros. So I would look for the same tiles that show up on both mats. And I like to work with x's first. I see both mats have an x that I can take off. So I am going to remove x from both mats. And then I'm going to stop and record. Oops, sorry. And I took 2 off right away, because that shows up on both mats. And then I stop and record what I have left after that legal move. And right now I see that I have 3x on the left and 3 on the right. And then that final step that I like to show with tiles is to divide by how many x's you have. So I have 3 x's, so I'm dividing each side of my equation mat by 3. And you can kind of see how I split it up here. Every x is paired up with 1. Or when I show it algebraically, I just say x equals 1. All right, now the new part is you need to check your solution. And you saw how to do this in last night's video, but here's a quick review. So to check if our answer is right or not, we're just going to take what we got for x, substitute it back into the original equation, and then we simplify both sides until they're a number, until they're just one number. And then you'll know you're right if the left side equals the right side. So in this example, I'm putting 1 back in for x, and I rewrote my entire equation, you guys. Can you see that right here on the second line? You should do this on the right-hand side of your worksheet. So we rewrite the equation with 1 in place of x. I like to put parentheses in around it. And then I simplify each side. So I multiplied 3 times 1, and I got 3. And then over on the right, I added my 1 plus 5 right away. Got 6. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. And I can see that the left side equals the right side. So my answer of x equals 1 is correct. And as you're starting with your checks today, I just want to give this heads up. Remember that I'm looking to see each of these steps here, that you're showing how you're simplifying each step along the way. Don't just jump right to 6 equals 6. For our next example, we're going to jump down to number 11 on your worksheet, so you can jump down there and do this one with me as well. All right, let's start this one by getting it built. I see on the left I have 2x minus 3, which is the same as 2x plus a negative 3. And then on the right-hand side I have negative x plus 3. All right, so make sure we're working with the correct colors to begin with. All right, I'm looking and I'm trying to find zero pairs, and I don't have any that I can make on this one, so I'm going to move to my next legal move, which is to see if there's anything that shows up on both mats that we can take away. And I'm looking and there's not anything. There's no balance sets to be removed. Okay, so now I have to go to that third step, which is I'm trying to get all my x's on one side and all my units on the other side. And right now I can see I've got two x's on the left and an x on the right. So I'm going to try to get this x over to the other side. And in order to do that, I have to cancel it out with a positive x. But if I do that to the right-hand side, I've got to do it to the left-hand side. So I added an x to both sides, which lets me make a zero pair here. And it brings my new equation to what you see over on the right. So I'm going to stop and write that down on my worksheet. I have 3x minus 3 equal to 3. So now I've got all my x's alone, or all my x's on the left-hand side, but they're not alone yet. So now I need to figure out what can I do to get rid of these negative 3's. Well, let's add positive 3 because we know that that will cancel out and those will make zeros. But if I do it to one side of the equation mat, I must do it to the other side so that it stays balanced. All right, so we added 3 to both sides, made our zero pairs, and then we're going to stop and record on our worksheet what we have left after that legal move. And now I see I have 3x on the left and 6 on the right-hand side. And then for our final step, we want to just figure out what 1x is, not what 3x's are. So I'm going to split them up. And again, in this case, we also have 3x's like the last one, so I split it into 3 groups. And then I'm going to take the unit tiles that are left and split them equally between my x's to see what every x equals. And I see that x equals 2. And I could show that algebraically on the right by doing dividing both sides of my equation by 3. 3x divided by 3 is x, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. And so I end with an answer of x equals 2. All right, let's see if we're correct now by checking our solution. So if I substitute 2 in place of x and then solve my equation, I find out that 2 times 2 is 4, and then I take away 3, and I have an answer of 1 on the left-hand side. Now on the right-hand side, it started out as a negative x, or the opposite of x, and so I'm asking myself, what is the opposite of 2? Or it ends up being a negative 2. So we have negative 2 plus 3, which is a positive 1. Since the left side equaled the right side when we substituted our answer in, we know that our answer checks. And so our final answer is x equals 2. All right, now that we've gone through a couple examples, you're ready to do it on your own. So here's the instructions for today. You'll be building each equation with tiles. You can either use the electronic ones or get a box. Please clean up after yourself if you get a box of tiles. Record your steps after each legal move. Make sure you're checking your answer. There's space to the right on your worksheet for that. There's 14 equations that you're working on today in class. Whatever you don't get done, I'd like you to do for homework. I'm okay with you working with a partner today. Just please choose wisely or you'll be back in your assigned seat. And then just a reminder, now your quiz will be tomorrow instead. And what you can expect on there is there are, I believe, 10 equations. You'll be solving the equations with tiles and showing your steps algebraically. You will not yet need to be, I'm not assessing you on your checking quite yet, but you'll have that tool built in if you'd like to, so you can check your answers tomorrow as you're working through the quiz. All right, if you have questions, you can email me tonight. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow.